Dr. Patel, this sounds absolutely horrifying. How concerning are these latest findings? Tiny shards of plastic found in our brains?
Asieh, it's absolutely concerning, not only for the environment and our bodies, but all the unknowns heading into the future, given the fact that this problem seems to be increasing over time. Now, this harrowing study, which is not peer-reviewed yet, but you kind of went over the details of, also points out that over the last 8 years, the amount of plastics found in the human brain has gone up by about 50%. And so what is actually happening here is that scientists are finding more microplastics, that's anything less than 5 millimeters in the human body, but also what's even more concerning is the presence of nanoplastics, which can be magnitudes smaller than even a human hair. And those small plastics can get their way into every little corner of our bodies, including inside of our cells. Now, previous studies have linked this to a possible increased risk of inflammation, immune system mediated problems, cancer risks, reproductive or hormone issues as well. But a lot of this is unknown. And guess what? There is no escaping plastics right now. If you live on planet Earth, it's all about preventing exposure in the future.
Well, I know you can't see what I'm holding, but I'm holding all the things I use on a daily basis. Toothpaste, my makeup from the makeup room, lip gloss, mascara, concealer, lotion, water bottle, contact solution. Every day, all of us are using this stuff. How is the plastic getting into our body? Are we ingesting it? Are we inhaling it? What do we know about that, Dr. Patel?
What we know right now is that it's a combination of both of them. Now, I want to go back. Asieh, you were going through your inventory, and I think it's important for people out there to not feel alienated, or don't shame yourself if you're using plastic products, because it's really hard to avoid. It's important to understand that plastics are going to be found in our water supply, in the food we eat, in the products that we use for everyday living. And so it is entirely possible that people are ingesting a small amount of nanoplastics, microplastics. They get into your gut, they can disrupt your gut microbiome, the bacteria living in our gut. And then because of blood supply in our bodies, it's able to travel around our bodies and get into places like our brain. And when it comes to inhalation, you have to think about the fact that when we have plastics surrounding our clothes, if you live near a body of water that may have plastics in it as well, and some of that water gets into the air, or you're cooking and you're using some of those old pots and pans, some of those chemicals can leach out. Those are also ways to inhale plastics as well. So understanding our collective exposure is really important as scientists try to figure out what exactly is going on.
You keep using the term microplastics versus nanoplastics. For those of us who are not doctors and scientists, if you could perhaps explain that a little bit more, and which one causes more alarm?
Well, think about it like this. Micro is going to be pretty small, less than 5 millimeters, so smaller than the half of your fingernail. You can usually see it under a microscope, and microplastics have been found in several organs. Nanoparticles are even smaller than that, can even be smaller than one single human hair. We're not going to be able to see those unless you have a really high-powered microscope. Now, nanoplastics are going to be more concerning because those can actually get inside of our cells. Now, no one really understands how exactly and where plastics are accumulating in our body, but Asieh, one theory is that the fats in our body may help plastics kind of sneak in to different organs. And here's what's concerning. Our brains are 60% fat. So in this study we're talking about, the authors themselves say that your brain might be composed 0.5% of plastic. That means that this is 99.5% brain and 0.5% plastic. That's concerning.
All right, so what do we need to go? I mean, do we need to dump every single plastic food container? I mean, there are things we can control and there are things we can't, right? So should we all be getting rid of these plastic containers at home?
I'm going to address this in 3 parts because I love how you frame that in terms of what we can control and what we can't. In terms of what we can control, it is important that we understand that there are federal global efforts to reduce plastic use by 2040. On the individual level, people can look at your everyday activities and think about where you're using plastic. Are you using plastic utensils, plastic food containers, plastic wraps on your dry cleaning, plastic straws, plastic cups? And you could replace all of those with safer glass or metal options. As far as what we can control also, people can do other things that are great for brain health as we're trying to figure out what exactly the long-term effects of plastics are. So continue to focus on healthy nutrition, managing stress, diet, exercise, and sleep, and give your brain the best chance moving forward as we live in this plastic-filled world that hopefully will change with time.
All right, Dr. Alok Patel, such important information. Thank you very much.
Thank you.